right? When you think about it, in our normal life, when we're thankful, we are thankful to people or to persons who do something for us. All right? Even if I say I'm thankful that I have a house, well, that doesn't make any sense by itself, because thankfulness is always between persons. So there's something else that's responsible for the house or my ability to purchase a house that I'm thankful to. And so we have a Thanksgiving Day every year in the States. Maybe you have something like that. I don't know. In other cultures have something similar. But in this case, we are being thankful. And I talked about this on my own radio show. I said, you can't just be thankful and that's it. You are always thankful for something, like a pen, and to someone for providing the thing you're thankful for. Thanks is always given to someone. That's what makes sense. And this is one reason when I was talking with, I was thinking about something the atheist Michael Shermer said. At Thanksgiving, he said, I'm just thankful. I'm not thankful to anybody, like to God. I don't believe in God. Well, then your thanks doesn't make any sense, because thanks doesn't just exist by itself. It's like between people. So what I gave a very clear illustration. Since I give you the pen, you're thankful for the pen, but you are thankful to me who provided the pen. All right. Now let's go back to the tree. What did the tree provide? Shade and comfort. But the tree didn't give that to you. It's just what was there because the tree was there. All right. You are thankful for the shade and the comfort, but the thankfulness is not to the tree because the tree didn't do anything more than the pen does when you use it to write. The shade was always there. And by the way, why thank the tree instead of the shade? Or forget about the tree and the shade. What really mattered is that it was cool. Why not worship the coolness? Well, you might say, well, the coolness is there because of the tree. Yes, but the tree is there because of something else. Just like the pen. You might say, I'm not going to thank the ink, but I'm not going to thank the pen. I'm going to thank the one who gave it. And so this is why in the Bible talks about this. When we see the things in the world that bring benefit to us, we do not thank the thing. We thank the one who gave the thing. All right? And who gave us the tree, who gave us the world to enjoy. God, a person, made those things, and this is why we can be thankful to them. Okay? So I'm just focusing right now. I have more to say, and I don't know if you want to jump in on this, but I have more to say about this because now I'm just talking about the gratitude or thankfulness. I haven't talked about the worship part or the experience part, and these are three different things. So on the one hand, it seems odd to thank a thing. That just seems odd. It seems more proper to thank the one who gave you the thing. And if you feel thankful for a tree, there must be somebody who gave you the tree that you can thank. Okay, so that seems to me common sense, just thinking about it, all right? The second thing is that in your question, you said not just be thankful or thank, but to worship. All right. Now, in the Old Testament, the Hebrew Scriptures, one of the prophets is talking about that very thing. And he's talking about worshiping trees. In this case, a piece of a tree. And he says, look, think about it. He says to the people, you have a tree, and then you cut the tree down, and you take parts of that tree, and you burn it in a fire to cook your food, keep you warm. You take another part of the same tree, and you carve something into it, and then you set it up, and you bow down and worship it. This thing that you just made has eyes, but it can't see. It has ears, but it can't hear. It has a mouth, you carved it in there, but the mouth can't speak. And then then he's poking fun at the people who do this, and he says, and those who do this are like them. They have eyes, but they're not seeing. They have ears, but they're not hearing. They have mouths, they're not speaking. In other words, they are deaf and dumb and blind to the truth of what they're doing. They're just taking a hunk of wood and pretending it's a god. And they pretend it's a god because it did something for them. It gave them shade, made a fire. But the point of the prophet is that this is just a thing. Worship is for someone greater than yourself and greater than everything else. It is not for something that simply gives you pleasure. Oh, the tree gave me pleasure, I'm going to worship this. All right. So I'm going to give another illustration so people can see the point. Because I think to many who are listening, this illustration you offer with the tree makes sense. But I'm going to apply the same rule to something else. All right. And it's going to be a little extreme, but I think you'll see the parallel. Because remember, the rule that we're using in this case is, this brought me pleasure, so I am going to be thankful for it and worship it. Okay, take a prostitute. A man goes to a prostitute. All right. Well, most people don't think very highly of prostitutes because they sell their body in a way that most people think they shouldn't, even when they go to a prostitute themselves. They realize, I'm not going to tell anybody, I don't want anybody to find out, because they realize it's not really good. But the prostitute gives them pleasure. I suspect the prostitute can give more pleasure than a shady tree. Would they worship the prostitute? That makes no sense. The same pleasure is there, but you realize, no, I'm not going to worship a prostitute. Because a prostitute isn't worthy of worship. The thing that's worthy of worship is not something that just gives us pleasure, but something that's huge, big, grand, and wonderful, and morally pure. This is why Christians worship God, because He's the greatest being. He's above all.